So what would you get if a major British motorcycle manufacturer took its high-performance middleweight sport bike, stripped off the plastics, and threw a set of spectacles on the front? You'd have the Triumph Street Triple R. The little brother to Triumph's Speed Triple. At first glance, it looks like just a smaller version of the Speed Triple. But in fact, it's a completely different animal altogether. The Street Triple actually shares very little with its big brother, except for perhaps the dual headlights and the tapered aluminum handlebars, the latter of which are exclusive to the R version. The R version also has an upgraded suspension and brakes over the standard version. One important thing that both the standard and the R variety models share is the amazing 3-cylinder engine Triumph developed for the Daytona 675. For use in the Street Triple bikes, Triumph tamed the engine by using less aggressive cams and adjusted fuel mapping. The result is a 3-cylinder engine that pulls cleanly from nearly everywhere over 3,000 RPMs and has the horsepower to back it up and keep the revs rising smoothly and swiftly throughout the rest of the rev range. 3-cylinder engines are often touted as combining the torque of a twin and the reviness and top-end power of an inline 4. And indeed, the 675 and the Street Triple exhibits both of these qualities in equal doses. With 105 horsepower on tap and such a small and lightweight bike, it'd be easy to assume that the Street Triple can be a real handful, but in fact, quite the opposite is true. It can be a wheelie machine or a docile commuter. The choice is pretty much up to the rider. The bike acts more like an extension of the rider's character, which is a really hard target to hit for most manufacturers, but somehow Triumph pretty much nailed it on this engine. The Street Triple happily dives into corners and inspires confidence with its sure-footed response to mid-corner changes when needed. And when you're finally ready to slow down, you'll find that there are radially mounted 4-piston calipers on hand for stopping duties as part of the R package. Now, it may sound like I think at this point the bike can do no wrong, and I think actually the performance and handling of the bike, there's really not anything I find wanting. However, when you take a closer look at the aesthetics, for instance, the radiator shrouds kind of seem, like an afterthought. They really don't seem to fit in with the lines of the bike. Likewise, those shiny, polished foot controls kind of seem out of place on the frame, considering the rest of the frame itself and the passenger peg mounts are finished in matte black. Then, of course, there are the headlights. Perhaps maybe the most love-hate aspect regarding the aesthetics of the Street Triple and the Speed Triple as well are those dual bug-eye headlamps on the front. I think when this look was introduced, it was pretty unique and interesting. But I don't know, maybe now there are just so many Me Too street fighters out there that it sort of fails to inspire. Well, kind of fails to inspire me anyway. So, is the Street Triple a feisty hooligan bike? Or is it more of a willing commuter companion? Or maybe it's just simply a sport bike without the bodywork. It's actually pretty hard to pigeonhole the Street Triple R. I hate to use the term all-rounder because typically that means, a bike may be good at several things, but it excels really at nothing. The Street Triple R pretty much bucks this trend and actually offers really good performance as a backroad scalpel or as just a friendly, compliant commuter. It seems like it would also work well on the occasional track day. With it being based on the Daytona 675, a lot of aftermarket performance parts that would work on the track would probably adapt to the Street Triple R without much fuss. On the flip side of the coin, you could add some accessories like a windscreen or a luggage rack and top case on the back, and then the Triple R would end up making a great day tripper too. And I think it would actually do rather well at all of these things. So, in the final analysis, I think the pros certainly outweigh the cons, which mostly consist of subjective cosmetic issues for me. For my part, I'd certainly have one now if I was ready to purchase a replacement for my current bike. Obviously, I could go on and on about what I like about the Street Triple R, but I think this moment that was captured on the video we were shooting at the end of the test ride kind of says it all.
One fun machine. They should just call it fun. They should call it Street